What is up, guys? SDPeasy here, and today we're bringing a new series to the channel. We're going to be bringing a series about Chelsea, and we're going to be doing game reviews of every game they play this season. Hopefully all the competitions and everything as well. I'm kind of aim to do it sort of the day after the game, so I've had time to think about it and sort of to analyse what I watched. If it is a few days later or I miss one or whatever, it's just because I just literally haven't had a chance. But I'll try my best to at least do all the Premier League games, and then maybe the Champions League and maybe the Cups if we get further into them. So, as you can see here on the main introduction screen, we've got Lampard as a manager on the right of me and Lampard as a player on the left of me, obviously him being the new manager of the club. So this is going to be sort of the preference of the series. We're always going to have an intro here, and then we'll jump into the main screen. So obviously, as you know, we got smacked by Man United, which I didn't think was a fair result. I didn't think 4-0 was a fair result at all. But we'll get into my analysis now, and you can see what I think. Right, so here we go. We're on to the this is the screen. Hopefully you guys like it. Let me know in the comments whether you think this looks cool or not. Obviously we've got Stamford Bridge in the background, score at the bottom, what competition we were playing in the bottom block below me, and game week 1, and obviously negatives, positives to the side of me. Obviously we all know it was 4-0. I thought that was unfair. Really, I thought the majority of the first half, with the exception obviously the penalty, which is a clumsy tackle from Zuma, I thought we really dominated the game. We were better than Man United, but we just crumbled in the second half and we fell apart. And here I've got obviously the positives and negatives of what I think from the game and some of the reasons why. So we'll go through the positives first, obviously because it's a nicer thing to do. So what I actually noticed, which I really liked about Chelsea, obviously which I haven't seen recently, it was a high press. We did it straight from kickoff for the first sort of 20 minutes, half an hour, and then it died off. So it needs to be definitely kept up. So that could be like a negative as well. Sort of it didn't keep up. We were high pressing them from the minute go, and they didn't like it. They were under pressure. They were making mistakes, and we were forcing errors. It's how Tammy Abraham got his shot and hit the post. It's how Emerson hit the bar. We were creating chances through forcing them into mistakes by the high press, which was good. I really like that, and I hope that continues into further games. Something else it's sadly we've got to look forward to is injury returns. Now, the team we field against Man United, I actually quite like the team, but what you got to think is you've got Kante to come back into that team, Rudiger definitely to come in centre half, because that was a big problem, was definitely the defence. And yeah, they're probably going to be the two main ones we really need back in this team. Well, that's not true actually. Reece James coming in as a replacement right back maybe. You've got Loftus-Cheek to come back, Hudson-Odoi, meaning Pedro will sit down to the bench, which could be a good thing through his old age. We want to bring youth through this year. That's what Lampard's attempting. So we've got to look forward to the players coming back and sort of disregard, obviously, because it wasn't a full strength team. Another positive, definitely Mason Mount. Really liked him actually. Obviously, I watched him a lot at Derby last season and watched how he performed there, and he was excellent under Lampard. And obviously, Lampard had a lot of faith in him because he's starting him. I think it was his debut in the Chelsea team, so he's got a lot of faith in the lad, and I see why. He was I thought very creative, very good at keeping the ball. His passing was good. He was always involved in this sort of the interesting moves and the chances we were creating, which I thought was a nice thing. And he showed a lot of qualities that I think you need to play in the Premier League. So I was actually very happy with his performance, just in a general. Right, on to the negatives, and there was more than a few. Our ruthlessness was just not good enough. We were not ruthless in front of goal. I mean, I know Abraham shot at the post, that was unlucky. Emerson hit the bar, that was unlucky. But we had chances to score. We had other opportunities, and we didn't take them. Or we had chances to counter-attack, and we played a backwards pass. Or it just got frustrating watching the game, how we couldn't seem to take any chances that were being given to us. And whereas Man United, I think, had 5 shots and scored 4 goals. So that's the sort of ruthlessness you need in the Premier League. And we just didn't have that. Tammy Abraham thought he played well, but just didn't. He wasn't ruthless in front of goal, didn't take his chances. And he really needs to learn that. Otherwise, he's going to have to drop out the starting 11 until he does. Because if he's not going to take his chances, we can't afford to play him. It's simple as that, because we need goals. And obviously this season, losing Hazard, big problem. Where are our goals going to come from? Now, we hope that obviously they're going to be spread out between the likes of Pulisic, Mount, Loftus-Cheek, Hudson-Odoi, Tammy Abraham, Giroud, Batshuayi, maybe Ross Barkley. But you need your striker. So we need a number 9, a guaranteed number 9 who starts 9 times out of 10 and scores goals, which we didn't have. Another big problem I had was passing. I mean, I know it's the first game of the season, but the pass accuracy on some of the players must have been dreadful. Like, seriously, we couldn't string 3 or 4 passes together at points in the game, and it was really worrying that, especially Lampard being such the amazing passer of the ball, spreader of the play that he was, that we couldn't actually even pass the ball 5 yards, which worried me. Even the likes of Jorginho and Kovacic were giving the ball away, which did worry me a bit. So that's definitely something that needs to be looked at, because it wasn't good enough in any way, and it gave Man United a lot of chances to counter-attack, and I think that's how Daniel James scored his 4th goal in the end. That's how it happened. Even though I don't agree with it, because Zuma was down with a head injury the whole time, but it was 3-0 already, so it didn't really make too much difference to the score. But if the rules are the rules, why wasn't the play stopped? Just my opinion. My big negative, really, though, Ross Barkley has to come out of the starting 11. He was dreadful. He was really poor. He couldn't pass. His crossing was horrendous. I like Ross Barkley as a player, and I thought he was a good signing because it was cheap and it was there was no loss to it. Because at the end of the day, we've not paid much money for him, even if he turned up to be bad, which I don't think he is a bad player at all. He just had a very, very bad game. And maybe next week he'll play and he might be completely different, or maybe in the UEFA Super Cup he might start and be a completely different player. But he was not at it. He was not at the races at all, and he just wasn't good enough. It's as simple as that. He was not good enough, and something needs to be done about it. Whether he's dropped and someone else plays, or something, just so he gets in his head how poor of a performance that was. One I forgot to add on, so if you haven't seen it the rest of the video, just add it on there, the negatives. The defending in general. I spoke about it when I was speaking about the positives, but I had to add it into the negatives, because defending in general was awful. Zuma looked shaky, Christensen looked poor, Emerson did well going forward, but not defensively, and Azpilicueta did well for the first 20 minutes, but not the rest of the game. But the centre-half is a big problem, because Zuma and Christensen are a no-go for me. That was not a partnership that works. Obviously, I know we've got Rudiger coming back, so my preference is Rudiger and Zuma. I don't think that will play a lot, though. I just don't see that playing a lot, sadly. Obviously, we have lost Gary Cahill and David Luiz throughout the summer, so big experienced defenders, and we don't really have that. Rudiger is obviously an experienced defender, but not like really I could captain the team experience sort of thing. And it does worry me defensively that we did look very poor in general. We just couldn't seem to contain Man United's players, which was worrying, because I didn't think at points that they didn't look like they were having to try too hard to beat us. So I mean, if they were putting full effort in, it looked like they would have walked through us, which is worrying me, and I didn't like that at all. So that's definitely something Lampard needs to look at and get sorted now. Whether it means just changing this pairing, obviously Rudiger coming back will help, but changing the pair for the next game, because it just didn't work for me. It wasn't right. Right, so I hope if you guys agree with any of my ideas there, or if you disagree, or if you've got any other opinions or whatever, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. If you are a Chelsea fan, please let me know your opinions on the game. Even if you're a Man United fan or any football fan in general, just let me know what your thoughts were, and also whether you like the layout of the series and how I've got it all laid out on the screen. If you've got any improvements, please let me know in the comments as well. But if you did enjoy, or a Chelsea fan, a Man United fan, or a fan of football in general, just drop a like and support this video. It'd be much appreciated. So hopefully, looking forward to seeing the rest of these episodes. Hopefully you have enjoyed this one. If you are still here and you are still enjoying, please drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. Thank you for watching, and